So chat, I ain't gonna lie, bro. We finna react to movies that I think I can survive in. I don't know. I feel like I can survive in all of these. They said that you can't. I ain't gonna lie, we gotta see though. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like I can survive all of these though. I ain't gonna lie. Probably.
Bird Box. Most horror movies ask you to watch what's happening around the characters. Bird Box wants you to do the exact opposite. In this world, looking outside for even a single second can kill you. A mysterious force spreads across the globe, causing anyone who sees it to immediately lose their mind before taking their own
Bro, I can
life.
survive this, bro. I think I can
Often in the
survive
most
that, bro.
violent
For
ways
sure I
imaginable.
can.
No one knows what the entities actually look like because anyone who sees them dies almost instantly. That means you and any survivors are forced to spend the rest of your lives blindfolded whenever you leave shelter, relying only on sound and memory to navigate an already dangerous world. Simple, everyday tasks like driving a car, crossing a street, or searching for
Now I ain't gonna lie, bro. Driving a car might be crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Driving a car blindfolded is crazy as dirt. I ain't gonna lie. Them niggas should have been dead. How are you driving a car blindfolded, bro? Bro, niggas got too much plot armor, bro.
food suddenly become almost impossible. Even staying indoors isn't always safe because one careless mistake or one unstable survivor opening a door can doom everyone nearby. Unlike many apocalyptic horror films where fighting back is an option, there's almost nothing you can do against an enemy you aren't even allowed to see. It's a terrifying existence built entirely around constant fear and absolute uncertainty. Train to Busan. Imagine being trapped on a speeding train with hundreds of strangers when a zombie outbreak begins. That's exactly what makes the world of Train to Busan one of the worst horror universes imaginable. Picture yourself on an ordinary trip across South Korea when a teenage girl carrying an extremely aggressive virus sneaks aboard the train. This virus causes victims to transform into unbelievably fast, aggressive zombies capable of overwhelming entire
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I could survive a zombie apocalypse, bro. Like the thing is, bro, I don't think zombies are like, bro. I'm not the average human gang. Like I'm fast gang. Like it'd take a whole bunch for a zombie to try and catch me, gang. I'm trying to tell you, bro. Like if a zombie catch me, nigga, I was walking, bro. Like dead serious, I was walking.
train cars almost instantly. And when the teenage girl bites a female train attendant, that's exactly what happens. More and more people on your train become infected, and because the train never stops, there's nowhere to run
Like
and
I would
almost
have just
nowhere
shot
to
everybody
hide.
on the
Every
train,
door
bro.
becomes a life or
Not gonna
death
lie.
decision,
That's
and
why you
every
bring,
station
yeah,
you
that's why you
reach
bring
has
Gen
already
5
been
everywhere you
consumed
go.
by chaos. And even
That's
worse,
Gen
the
5.
infected aren't the only threat. Terrified passengers begin turning against one another, locking innocent people out
Well,
of
I know
safe
that shit hurt.
compartments simply to improve their own chances of surviving. You're constantly reminded that during disaster, fear can make ordinary people just as dangerous as the monsters
Whoa.
chasing them.
I ain't gonna lie, dead serious that he was a zombie, really.
Between the lightning fast infection, the cramped environment, and the complete chaos of society outside the train, surviving this outbreak would require an incredible amount of luck. And even if you
Yeah.
somehow escaped the train itself, the rest of the country wouldn't be much safer. The Purge.
Probably.
Living in a world where murderers leave
On God, I can survive the purge. On God, I can survive the purge. I'm not even gonna say too much about the purge, bro. Nigga, what you talking about, nigga? I'm in the house, nigga. Nigga trying to come in, bah, nigga. Niggas getting shot right out the front door, nigga. What?
for one night every year might sound survivable at first, but the Purge quickly proves it isn't that simple.
It's
Picture
one
yourself
day,
living in a
gang.
world where every year, for 12 hours, all crime becomes
Not even a
completely
not even a
legal while
day, nigga.
emergency
It's literally
services
12
shut
hours,
down
gang.
and
I can
police
survive the
refuse to
purge.
respond.
Police, fire, and emergency medical services will be unavailable until tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. when the purge concludes.
Unless you're part of the wealthy families protecting themselves behind expensive security systems, you and everyone else are left
Nigga said
hoping
we
you
were
aren't
chilling.
targeted by people looking to settle personal grudges or simply just enjoy the violence. Even if you survive one purge night, the psychological toll would be impossible to ignore. You'd spend every year wondering whether this would be the night that someone decided your house was the next target. Businesses, neighborhoods, and friendships would never truly recover because anyone around you could become a killer once the sirens begin. The worst part is that none of this happens because of monsters or supernatural forces. Society willingly allows it to happen. Knowing your own government not only permits the violence, but encourages it, makes the world of the Purge one of horror's most disturbing realities
Bro,
to
you
live in.
niggas,
Smile.
niggas act
Some
like,
horror
bro, niggas act like when a purge happens, gang, that it's like, bro, like, feel me? Like, these niggas aren't monsters, nigga. They're still human, gang. They bleed just like how I bleed, gang. Bro, you can't kill, I'm not gonna say niggas can't kill me, but gang, listen, bro. Gen 5s, nigga.
Worlds are
What?
dangerous because of monsters, others are terrifying because the nightmare never stops following you. In Smile, a supernatural curse passes from person to person after someone witnesses an inhibitor of the curse take their own life. Once the curse chooses its next victim, it begins psychologically tormenting them with disturbing hallucinations that become more convincing every day. If you had the curse, friends would stop believing you, family members would think you're losing your mind, and eventually you'd no longer be able to tell what's real from what's imagined. The entity slowly isolates you until you're completely alone, before forcing you to take your own life in front of someone else. Continuing the cycle. The worst part is how impossible it feels to escape. There are rumors of ways to delay the curse, but none offer a permanent solution without placing someone else in danger. Every waking moment becomes consumed by paranoia because you never know whether the person smiling at you is real or just another hallucination. Even if you survive longer than most victims, you're simply waiting for the inevitable. Few horror worlds are as psychologically exhausting as one where your own mind becomes the greatest weapon against you. A Quiet Place. Silence isn't just important in a quiet place. It's the difference between life and death.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I might not be able to survive these games. I'll be too loud, bro.
After blinding alien creatures with incredibly sensitive hearing invade Earth, humanity is pushed to the brink of extinction. These creatures can detect even the smallest sound from astonishing distances, meaning something as simple as you dropping a glass, stepping on a creaky floorboard, or coughing at the wrong moment can bring them charging toward you within seconds. Everyday life becomes almost impossible. Families communicate almost entirely through sign language, carefully plan every movement, and even create safe paths covered in soft sand just to avoid making noise. But no matter how careful you are, accidents are inevitable.
Bro, I remember this part, bro.
A crying baby or a single misplaced step can instantly turn a peaceful day into a desperate fight for survival. Unlike many horror worlds where danger is limited to certain locations, these creatures are everywhere. Every trip outside your home becomes a gamble, and even the safest shelter can become a death trap with one tiny mistake. Living in constant silence might sound manageable for a day or two, but surviving that way for the rest of your life would be almost unbearable. The Crazies. The scariest part about the Crazies isn't just the infected. It's realizing the people sent to save you have already decided you're expendable. After a biological weapon contaminates the water supply of your quiet Iowa town, ordinary residents begin transforming into violent, unpredictable killers. Unlike traditional zombies, the infected don't lose all intelligence and just mindlessly attack. Many can still speak, recognize loved ones, and even plan attacks, making them far more terrifying because you never know who's already been affected. As the outbreak spreads, the military seals off the town and rounds up anyone who might have been exposed. But instead of rescuing survivors, soldiers begin executing civilians they suspect are infected and burning entire neighborhoods to contain the virus. Suddenly, escaping the infected isn't enough. You also have to avoid the heavily armed soldiers who view everyone as a potential threat. Even those who manage to survive the outbreak discover there's almost nowhere left to run, as entire communities are erased to keep the infection from spreading. In this world, your chances of surviving are slim, whether you're facing the virus or the people trying to stop it. The Mist. Most monster movies give you a fighting chance. The Mist doesn't. After a mysterious fog rolls into your small Maine town, enormous creatures from another dimension begin emerging from the mist and attacking anyone caught outside. Within hours,
octopus,
you and a group of survivors become trapped inside a grocery store, completely cut off from the rest of the world. At first, everyone believes help will eventually arrive. Instead, the situation only grows worse. The creatures become increasingly deadly, ranging from giant insect-like predators to towering monsters capable of wiping out entire groups in seconds. But what truly
niggas might call me stupid, might call my bluff, nigga. I can survive that, nigga. I can kill that thing, nigga. Stop playing with me, nigga.
makes this world terrifying is how quickly you watch society collapse. Fear divides the survivors almost immediately, with panic, paranoia, and religious extremism proving just as dangerous as the monsters lurking outside. Nobody knows how far the mist has spread, or whether anywhere else is still safe. Every decision feels impossible, because stepping outside almost certainly means death, while staying inside means watching the people around you slowly turn against each other. Even if you somehow escape the creatures, surviving in a world where humanity falls apart this quickly would be a nightmare all on its own. 28 days later. If there's one thing more terrifying than zombies, it's infected people who can outrun you. And 28 days later, the rage virus virus spreads through blood and saliva, transforming healthy people into violent killers in less than half a minute. Unlike traditional zombies, the infected are still very much alive. They sprint at you at full speed, attack without hesitation, and overwhelm entire cities before anyone has time to understand what's happening. Now imagine you wake up from a coma 28 days after the outbreak begins to see that the United Kingdom has already collapsed completely. Streets are empty, governments have disappeared, and entire populations have either fled or become infected. But surviving the virus is only half the battle. As you eventually discover, some of the last remaining soldiers have abandoned any sense of morality, choosing to prey on survivors instead of protecting them.
I set the radio broadcasting and I promised them women, because women mean a future.
That's what makes this world so frightening. Even if you avoid the infected, there's no guarantee the next group of people you meet will actually help you. Between the rapidly growing infection, the complete breakdown of civilization, and the constant uncertainty of who can still be trusted, surviving in the world of 28 days later would feel almost impossible. World War Z. Imagine waking up to reports of a strange illness, only for the entire world to collapse before the day is over. That's the reality of World War Z. Unlike traditional zombie outbreaks that spread city by city, this infection races across the globe at an almost unimaginable speed. A single bite transformed someone into a zombie in roughly 10 seconds, allowing entire crowds to become infected before anyone has a chance to react. The infected are unbelievably fast, moving in massive swarms capable of overwhelming military defenses and even climbing enormous walls by piling on top of one another. You watch entire cities fall within minutes as government struggles to contain the chaos. Even highly trained soldiers, equipped with helicopters, aircraft carriers, and advanced weapons, barely manage to survive. For ordinary civilians like you, the odds are almost non-existent. Airports, hospitals, and evacuation centers all become overcrowded death traps the moment the outbreak reaches them. What makes this world especially terrifying is its scale. There isn't one dangerous city or infected region. Nearly the entire planet is consumed.
I'm running out of time. I need specifics. I need answers.
I don't have answers. All you can do is find a way to hide.
Leaving very few places where humanity can even attempt to rebuild. In a world where civilization falls almost overnight, surviving would depend almost entirely on luck. The Endless. Death is terrifying. Living the same death over and over again forever is something else entirely. In The Endless, two brothers return to the isolated camp they escaped years earlier after receiving a mysterious videotape from the strange group that still lives there. At first, the camp seems peaceful, almost welcoming, but they slowly discover the horrifying truth. The surrounding wilderness is divided into invisible zones controlled by a powerful cosmic entity. As the brothers explore the area, they begin meeting people who have become trapped inside these zones, each forced to relive the same stretch of time over and over again. Imagine being one of these people. You're trapped inside the zone and forced to relive the same stretch of time again and again, dying at the end of every cycle, only to wake up and repeat it forever. Some loops can last decades, allowing people to build entire lives before everything resets. Others last only minutes, forcing victims to experience violent deaths hundreds or even thousands of times without any hope of escape.
You gotta kill yourself before the restart. Or that thing will do it for you. And it's much worse than anything to do yourself.
An entity watches everything from above.
Yo, chat. What? I ain't gonna lie, that's real, bro. Now I might have to watch that. Or the thing they do it for you, and it's gonna be much worse. Oh, I was thinking that they bro, when they die, bro, I was thinking that it just automatically keeps on going, and then they just automatically die. You gotta do it for yourself. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I think bro chose the right death. I ain't gonna lie. That one's kind of quick.
Treating the endless suffering like entertainment. What makes this world so horrifying is that there are no monsters to fight and no obvious way to escape. If you wander into the wrong area, your entire existence could become an endless cycle of death and repetition, with no guarantee anyone would ever know you were trapped there. Few horror movies present a fate as hopeless as being imprisoned by time itself. Wreck. If there's one horror movie world you should hope never becomes reality, it's Wreck. The film begins with what seems like an ordinary emergency call as a television reporter follows firefighters responding to a large multi-story apartment building in Barcelona after residents report a violent elderly woman. When officers arrive, they discover the woman has become unbelievably aggressive and attacks anyone who gets too close. She bites one of the police officers, and within minutes, he becomes just as violent, attacking everyone around him and attempting to spread the infection even further. Before anyone else can escape, government officials seal the entire apartment building under military quarantine, trapping every resident, firefighter, police officer, and reporter inside. Now imagine you're one of the people trapped. At first, you and everyone else believe you're dealing with a deadly virus, but as you and all the survivors inside search for answers, you uncover an even more terrifying truth. The outbreak originated from a young girl who had become possessed, and what appears to be an infection is actually a demonic force spreading from victim to victim.
Bro,
With
why
each
is it
attack,
always a
the
little
number of
girl?
infected continue to grow while hope of escaping grows smaller. Even if you manage to survive the infected, armed officers outside refuse to let anyone leave, choosing containment over rescue. By the time you and the remaining survivors reach the upper floors, you realize there was never any real chance of escape. That's what makes the world of Wreck so terrifying. It's not just an outbreak, it's a supernatural nightmare disguised as one, leaving almost everyone inside doomed from the moment the building is sealed. The sadness. Some horror worlds are terrifying because the monsters want to eat you. The sadness is far worse because the infected want to make you suffer first.
Yo,
The film takes place after
what
a
nigga?
virus known as the Alvin virus mutates, causing ordinary people to lose all empathy while keeping their intelligence completely intact. Similar to the Crazies, instead of becoming typical zombies, the infected embrace their darkest thoughts and impulses, carrying out acts of unimaginable violence simply because they're good at it. Within hours, you watch entire cities descend into complete chaos as neighbors, co-workers, police officers.
This nigga just curb stomped his arm, bro. Just broke his femur. Yo, I might be stupid. I said femur. I'm not. Whatever bone this is, bro. Yo. Yo.
Even family members turn on one another. Hospitals become slaughterhouses, public transportation becomes death traps, and nowhere feels safe because anyone around you could become infected without warning. Even worse, there's almost no way to reason with them. They still understand exactly what they're doing, making every attack feel deliberate and deeply personal. Unlike
Yo, this nigga just slammed his nuts into a barbed wire. Oh my god. I ain't gonna lie, gang. I'm not surviving that game.
most zombie outbreaks,
bro,
the
not
goal is
surviving
simply
that.
survival. Living in this world would mean constantly fearing what another human being might choose to do to you. Few horror movies create a society that collapses this completely,
This nigga
making
put
the
a
sadness
bomb in
one of
his
the most
mouth.
disturbing fictional worlds imaginable.
Yo, this nigga put a bomb in his mouth, gang. Nah, chat. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm gonna give it a buck. I'm not surviving that, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I thought I could survive at least half of the movies on here, gang. I'm not surviving a single movie on here, gang. I'm not lying, bro. A single one, bro. Like, think about it, bro. Imagine, like, you wake up one day, bro, and you just stood over by an octopus, bro. How do you even, what do you even do? Like, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Movies be crazy, gang. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Movies be crazy. But check it out, though. I ain't gonna lie, bro. If y'all messing with the videos, bro, the reactions, bro, make sure you subscribe, bro. Like and comment, gang. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I got more on the way, though, for sure. I ain't gonna lie. Today, this is dropping today. So as soon as you see it, bro, it's dropping. But yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Y'all take care, bro. Y'all be safe.